What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back again with another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we're going to check out the guide for Mr. Kuma in Call of Dragons. Kuma is one of those infantry heroes that you really need to have on your account because he's going to do a lot. We scroll down to the bottom and you can see that I have accumulated over 152 million PvP kills with this awesome infantry hero. So if you're still starting out in Call of Dragons, this is the hero that you need to max out for infantry. He is absolutely amazing. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more content. Let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we now have so many generations of infantry heroes in Call of Dragons, and Kuma is going to be one of the most useful heroes to be playable for a very long time. He is the one that you need to max out for your accounts because he's going to be relevant in the late game as well. So we're going to begin by checking out his skills to see his capability. His rage skill is known as the Joy of Battle. The rage cost is 1000, the attack range is melee. It says drains 20% of the target legion's HP and 10% of the HP of enemy legions near the target for 10 seconds. Then heals this hero's legion, healing factor 200. Let's take a look at the drain effect. The drain effect says reduces the target's HP while increasing the legion's HP. The legion can gain an HP bonus of up to 50% by draining the target legion and up to 100% by draining other legions near the target. The target legion's HP can be reduced by up to 50% via draining, and other legions' HP can be reduced by up to 30% via draining. As you can see here, Kuma is going to be excellent in an open field full of so many enemies. So if you're fighting your enemies, make sure you take him near many enemies who are fighting close to each other, and you should be able to drain a lot of them and do some good stuff against your enemies. While you drain all of their HP, you are going to make yourself very strong and very tanky and do a lot of damage in the process. So this is hands down one of the best infantry heroes in the game. Absolutely fantastic. Moving on to skill number 2, known as Man Eater. The Legion heals once every 10 seconds in battle, healing factor 50, and receives extra healing according to its current infantry HP bonus, base healing factor of 100. So this infantry HP bonus goes on to say, temporary infantry unit HP bonus with a fixed duration, obtained during battle. There is one place where you can obtain this HP bonus. If we go to the Awakening, we can see that it says when granting a buff via an innate skill. So innate skill are going to be these 5 skills. So over here it says when granting a buff via an innate skill, the Legion gains 20% HP for 3 seconds. Effect can trigger once every 5 seconds. So when you're busy doing this Awakening skill, it is going to be boosting Kuma with this infantry HP bonus boost that you see over here. Moving on to skill number 3, Army of Exiles. The Legion's infantry units gain 15% physical defense and 15% attack. Again, another good skill that's going to help you be very defensive and also do a lot of damage through counter attack. We move on to skill number 4, which is one of the best infantry skills in the game. It is known as Glorious Death. It says, while in the field, this hero's legion gains 10% attack for every nearby legion that is in battle, up to a maximum of 100%. When this hero's legion defeats an enemy legion, this hero's legion receives 20% more healing for 10 seconds. So let's pause over here. Kuma can gain up to 100% attack, which is absolutely magnificent. You just need to get close to many enemies and you should be able to do some crazy stuff to them. This is one of the skills that makes Kuma one of the best infantry in the game. You have a rage skill that lets you drain enemy HP, making yourself very tanky. On top of that, you are going to increase your attack by 100%. The outcome is going to be crazy counter attack towards enemy. And as you guys know, Kuma is the one hero who pretty much changed Call of Dragons. Right now, the Sun Lizard is very popular. That is because of this guy and his crazy counter attacks. And these 2 skills over here are absolutely magnificent. We have already seen the Awakening. He just gets some 20% HP every now and then. Can be triggered once every 5 seconds and it's going to boost his second skill, making this guy an absolute menace in open field PvP. There are so many heroes who can pair well with Kuma when it comes to infantry. We're going to check out the 3 best heroes to pair up with Kuma in Call of Dragons. The first one that comes to mind is going to be Mr. Lake One. He was built to work with Kuma. Lake One has a lot of skills that's going to synergize very well with Kuma and just take the lineup to the next level. Plus, Lake One also has this infantry HP bonus description, which is going to be very helpful as well. So Kuma and Lake One are going to be boosting each other very, very well. So if you're looking for an infantry march, this is one of them. Kuma is also going to pair very well with this G5 infantry hero known as Elanier. If I can find her. Okay, yep. So this is Elanier. She is a garrison hero. She is very good at 5-5-5-1. You can get a lot of good stuff from this hero. You can pair up Elanier with Kuma and do some good stuff in both open field PvP and in garrison. At the moment I'm making this video, Kuma and Elanier are kind of like the best infantry garrison in the game, kind of like used by almost everyone. So everybody's kind of investing in these 2 heroes to try and protect their city and fight in open field at the same time. So this would be another good pairing for Kuma in Call of Dragons. Now the third pairing for Kuma that I can think of is going to be Goresh. Goresh is another good hero to use with Kuma. Goresh can get up to 60% additional attack with a minus 20% resistance, which is pretty nice. And then on top of that, he's got this ruthless skill that really works well with the Kuma attack. As soon as you get close to many people, you are going to be doing some crazy stuff to your enemies. On top of that, Goresh has a 20% counterattack damage to the enemy, making Kuma and Goresh a very good pairing in open field PvP. However, if you want the best of the best, make sure you pair up Kuma and Lake One together. They were meant to work well together. And then for your garrison, you can consider getting Elanier to be the primary for your garrison, and you will be good to go. There is another good pairing in Call of Dragons that you need to consider. It is going to be Kuma and nigh. You use Kuma and nigh with cavalry and you're going to be doing some crazy counterattack damage to your enemies in open field PvP. This march is terrorizing people in PvP. A lot of people are crying a lot. So nigh is going to bring her camouflage ability, making you hide. No one is going to see you. You're going to get to a bunch of range units and just charge towards one of them, trigger unyielding rush, and let Kuma do the rest with his 100% attack, which is absolutely brilliant. So nigh and Kuma with cavalry is going to be ridiculous. You just need to switch the artifact and put one of those strong cavalry artifacts, but in this case you're going to put the nigh artifact, which is the Lunaris. So this is going to work quite well for open field PvP. You can use the Mossrock Orcs or you can use the Venomous Lizard. It's going to work fine for this pairing. And by the way, we are almost getting G6 cavalry in Call of Dragons. One of them might be very good with Kuma to use with cavalry. So let's wait and see how that plays out. The best artifact to use with Kuma in Call of Dragons is going to be the Serpent's Edge. This artifact was designed to work well with Kuma. It's going to let Kuma get another 60% HP. This is absolutely ridiculous. On top of that, it does damage over 15 seconds, which is amazing. The good thing is that this artifact really works well with the skills of Kuma, especially for the additional effect. It says when gaining an HP buff via hero skill, the Legion gains 2% attack and defense for 10 seconds, maximum 5 stacks. Kuma Awakening can let him gain lots of buffs. So this is pretty nice for this lineup. This is the artifact that you get for Kuma in Call of Dragons. If you don't want to get this artifact, you can go with the Spiritborn Torque that you can get from the Titan's Legacy. You should be able to max this one out. It says infantry units in your Legion deal 20% more counterattack damage. So with this artifact, you just need to have infantry and you should be good to go. It works pretty much with anyone. So yep, these are the 2 awesome artifacts to use with Kuma in the Call of Dragons. The best Warpet to use with Kuma in Call of Dragons is going to be the Mossrock Orcs. This Warpet was designed specifically for Kuma. It works well with the hero. The good thing is that this Warpet can be used for your garrison and open field combat. So you're just going to build one Warpet that's going to do 2 jobs for you. Protect you in your city and also be very good in the open field combat. This Warpet can really do some good stuff, especially when you get swarmed in open field PvP. We have so many cavalry on the field. This Warpet is going to be the one punishing them by doing a lot of damage to them. And when you get close to these range units and you're really triggering the talent skill of this pet, you are going to be doing some good stuff. Now, there is another alternative to consider if you're going to be using Kuma in open field combat. We got the Venomous Lizard, which is also classified as one of the best infantry Warpets in the game. This Warpet does not require any rage skill, and it is immune to stun effects in open field PvP as well. So this could be another option to use for Kuma and Leikwan. Whichever one you pick between the two, I think it's going to be fine. If you want just one pet to protect yourself and your city as well, then the Mossrock Aurochs will probably be the best option for you. Let's have a look at two infantry talent trees that you can use with Kuma in open field PvP. So we're going to check out this one right here, which is full infantry and then half support. This one is going to be good for PvP combat. If you want, you can copy it and use it. Another variation kind of looks like this, where you go all the way in the PvP direction instead. You just try to get rid of the march speed, and I think that is going to be okay for your account. But if you go to this one right here, this one is set, you should be good to go. The next talent tree is this one that looks like this. You get the counter attack from the PvP tree, and then you make your way all the way to the other side and you get the other counter attack, letting you do some crazy counter attack damage to your enemies. You got 2 points left. You can drop them in flank protection, or you can put them over here in strength to strength. Now let's go back to this talent tree for a second. You can see that over here, I decided not to go with Iron Will because, you know, sometimes in PvP, you don't really last long. So I don't think this skill is going to be very, very helpful that much. You can put Ready for Battle, which can give you 8% chance to launch an extra counter attack when hit with a normal attack. When you fight multiple enemies in open field PvP, you will trigger this skill so many times. So these are the talent trees to use with Kuma in open field. This one is going to be the other variation that lets you take advantage of the counter attack from the PvP tree. And that pretty much sums up everything. Kuma is still one of the best infantry heroes in Call of Dragons. I cannot wait to see what he's going to be doing with the G6 cavalry heroes. Who knows? We might get a better alternative for Kuma instead of Naya. So let's wait and see how that's going to work. And you can see here I've got 152 million kills with this hero. He is excellent. You can use him in Garrison with Ella, and she's going to be doing some good stuff with Kuma. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe to the channel for more content. Until then, see you guys in the next one.